I am a specific type of person. I am specific with the type of music I listen to. I'm very specific with the type of podcasts I listen to. So why wouldn't I be specific with the type of headphones that I use? And that's why I like JLab. They have headphones in a million different colors and styles with features you actually want. For travel, I use Epic Lux ANC over-ear headphones. They are comfortable for when I'm sleeping on that plane, and they have the longest active noise-canceling playtime at 60 plus hours, which is great when I'm on the road and I have a noisy hotel room. Look for the blue box at retailers everywhere or shop jlab.com and use code Iliza for 15% off your order today. All right, it is time to raise a glass to Taylor Swift with The Eras Pour, the new book with 60 cocktail recipes inspired by every era. You can shake it up with a James Dean Daydream Cherry Spike Martini or indulge in a Tim McGraw-worthy Old Hickory Lake, a peach and bourbon duo perfect for slow dancing all night in your faded blue jeans. With stunning photography of the cocktails and a design that reflects Taylor's ever-evolving style, from her country roots to pop anthem queen, it's the perfect companion for your next listening party. London boys, Miss Americanas, and new romantics alike, grab your shaker tins. It's time to make the whole place shimmer. The Eras Pour is available wherever books are sold.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of the places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Lemonada.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer. The answer. You ask me, I'll tell you anything.
Go.
Here we are.
I want to start the podcast because I want to say you've been doing cool stuff lately on Instagram and I want to know about it.
Yeah, I'm in the FYC season. I'm in my season, which is For Your Consideration, which is the sort of pre-campaign before you get nominated for an Emmy campaign. So when you watch the Emmys or the Oscars or anything, but when you watch the Emmys, there's 6 best actresses in a drama series, 6 best comedic male leads in a comedy series. There's all these categories, but to even become one of those 6 nominated, you have to be voted out of a pool of many more people, many more shows to even be nominated. So that's the For Your Consideration, FYC sort of campaign. So that's why maybe you'll see like the LA Times do like a round table or certain, especially around LA, like it's like Christmas, like the whole city is wrapped in FYC and you see who's really pushing for what show. And I think the only stand-up special that Amazon is pushing. And so that's incredible for me because it costs money to do that. They have to submit your show. And Emily knows this. And it's a lot of money to put behind the shows that they feel that they can push. So it can't just be, it's not a meritocracy. Like we all just pick a show that we like and then we just narrow down from there. Like they submit it. So that's why I've been doing all of these things like The Wrap the other day with all those women who are starring in various comedies and deadline interviews and my own FYC event. So, and my category is like a very specific category because there's no stand-up special, which is crazy. And I've been campaigning for that because it should be best stand-up. Stand-up is under the category of variety special pre-taped, which means you are up against, like last year, stand-up was up against like the Dick Van Dyke Show 98th reunion or something. And so the good news is you're not against SNL because that's not pre-taped, but it's a weird thing. And what I said the other night when I wore that really cool white dress was, if this is the farthest I get, like if I don't get a nomination, I want to have worn this dress and like enjoyed it for the most I could.
As excited as I was that you were with Lisa Ann Walter, number one from the Parent Trap, I was Very excited. I think it's so cool that Amazon Prime display that you can walk through with your outfit.
It was cool. So that was at their big FYC event, and they put my outfit on a mannequin, and I gave them all of my past tour shirts just to show that like this is all a part of a body of work. I gave them all the set lists from the last year and a half, which reminds me I need to get those things back.
That's so fun though. Like what a cool, it's like a little museum.
I thought so. It might be the closest I get to ever being like remembered while I'm alive. Lisa Ann Walter. So we all dressed up for that panel.
Yeah.
And, it's like a 45-minute panel and we all explain why we're women in comedy. And I had never met her before and I didn't really have a context for her, but I did Google her before because I was like, I'm going to meet these women. I met Bridget Everett for the first time.
Brilliant. It was a great panel.
Yeah. And so we were all dressed up and I had about a half hour between getting home and then getting to the improv that night. And I was like, oh, Noah had done all these like pizza tests. So I ran home. I ate a bunch of salty pizza. And then I had a tea party with my daughter. And then I threw on my jeans and I ran to the improv and then the Comedy Store. And I walk in the Comedy Store and Lisa Ann Walter is sitting there still in her red dress. And I was like, you broke the code. Like, had I known you were going to wear your outfit, I would have kept on my outfit.
Right.
She was very nice. She was very cool.
She's one of those, the people that are in movies you see as a kid and that she was like a very maternal figure in a movie where she was the babysitter, where those people were forever, you'll support their career because you're just like, oh, you mean so much to me.
Well, and to her point made on the panel, which most women have to make this point. I guess most women do make this point because it reminded me of like a Joan Rivers and it reminded me of me. She's talked about like how she's been doing this forever. And I echoed that in my answer. I was like, we schlep and we work. And part of being a woman is always telling people how hard you work. And I'm one of them. And it's something that I'm like starting to set down now because I'm like, I've done it. Like I've done the work. I don't need to prove it to you. But I do feel as women, like we wear our exhaustion as like a badge of honor. And we all are working hard and doing so many things, even whether you're a mom or not a mom, like we all have to work double. And Emily, you know this, to prove that we're just as good as a man, if not better. Or to prove that I'm not like the woman that you keep trying to pit me against. Like you just have to be, I have like 5 jobs and my daughter doesn't understand it. She's like, you were just at work. I was like, that was
different work.
Writing.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go do stand-up. And now I'm putting on a dress. So, but there's no complaints. It's just letting bitches know, letting hookers know. I'm out here working.
Right. This doesn't just happen. You're not like, oh, I'm just at a fun party. Like it's all
it does
work
for some people.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
It's all work. Yeah. No,
Yes.
It's work. I mean, that outfit that I wore, this like beautiful chocolate brown, which is a color I've never worn, with this like black stockroom worker belt, but it was so beautiful. Like that cost money. I had to pay a stylist to pull that outfit. Whether you keep it or not is another matter, but even
then,
people have to dress you.
Yeah, I think that's an important piece of it too. Like there's you can't just roll up in your t-shirt. Like there's an expectation that you participate in and you have to go and do fittings. That takes hours. You have to drive somewhere. You have to try things on. It's not like fun. It's like,
well, I mean, look, she comes to my house. But you can, you can.
Excuse me.
You can be like a guy and just show up in like whatever, but part of it is the pageantry and part of it is getting to look nice because you're not proving anything. Like I did the work.
Right.
And by the way, like they do these things hoping you'll show up looking lovely. And so that's hair and makeup. That's $500 for makeup. That's a couple $100 for your hair. That's $1,500 for the outfit. And like sometimes an event covers it or a TV show covers it and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So these things are expensive. It's expensive to show up looking like you casually just stopped by.
Yeah. You covered this shirt from Tommy Wiseau's The Room for me to make sure I was fitting into my usual aesthetic. So thank you.
Yeah, we tailored it. You got to pay for tailoring. This is all just to say, there's a lot of time and money that goes into your favorite celebrities just like showing up. And it's up to you. Like I didn't have to get a spray tan. I didn't have to get my hair done. I could have done it myself. Like it's up to you. I remember I went to an event and it was at Chrissy Teigen's house and she was wearing a pair of earrings that I had just bought.
Yeah.
And they're these like pretty nice earrings. And I go, oh my God, I just bought those. And they're Alexis Bitar earrings. They were like these big hoops with diamonds. And I said, I just bought those. She goes, oh, like she just slapped these on me. Alexis is a guy, maybe the side, like just slapped him on me. I just took him. Like there's different levels. Like at her level, they're just going to give it to you. They're just going to throw it on you for an event at your house. And I'm like, I'm going to pay full retail.
Yeah.
Buy them online.
Well, that's what I find so interesting. That's why I want to bring up at the top of the show is like, I think podcast listeners, a lot of them, very few of them just listen to the podcast. Most of them came from your stand up and they follow you online and you see these really cool events. But I'm very interested in that, like behind the scenes of getting to the event. Even the fact that like you ran home and then did a set is so crazy to me after doing that. I do one thing in a day and I'm done.
I'm starting to get there. My FYC was at the Improv and I was literally on this stage last night yelling at someone for looking at their menu for too long.
What did they wind up ordering?
This guy was just staring in the front row at his menu and I stopped 10 minutes in. I go, what can I help you with? Because I've had everything here. What are you feeling? Because you are studying this like it's the bar exam. He was like, ugh.
That's so fun.
What is there to read? Which deep fried item do you want?
Right. It's not like it's a like high fancy cuisine.
No.
All right, we can get into some questions. Oh, we have Patreon. Just to remind you, we have video episodes now. Every episode is on video. We post it first for our Patreon. That's it, tier members. But
you get this beauty first.
But on Fridays, it goes live for any Patreon member. It is a YouTube link that is secret until Friday. So watch the episodes. People are enjoying it.
And when are we getting up the live episodes?
That's a separate launch. You can talk about that separately.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I just want to do it.
Okay. Well, talk to someone else about that. The Patreon. But on the Patreon, we make those videos free on Fridays. However, Patreon, that's it, tier members. You get your own very special extra episode every Friday. I think we've done 4 now, and people are enjoying them. It's a little looser. It's an after show. We have fun. It is.
You see how we really are.
Yeah, it's so different.
Don't you want to know?
$5. Remember not to sign up through the Apple App Store. They will charge you a fee. Okay.
That's
Business
enough.
done.
If you haven't heard it, the last 3 episodes, like you're not a
Business. Okay. You don't do the business at the end. They're signing off by then. All right. Well, let's answer some
we have the
questions.
highest playthrough rate of
we
any
do.
show
We
ever.
genuinely do. Thank you. You know what? You all, did you know that about yourselves? Like, you're one of the elderly podcast listening audiences that actually listens to the entire thing and doesn't drop off. So thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Listening to the full BetterHelp ads all the time.
Yeah. I love that. That stat means a lot to me. I like that a lot. Okay. Let's answer. We're going to do some quick questions first.
Oh, wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
But it is one of those stats that when you're not a major thing, you hold on to. Like I remember when I was hosting Excused, which you could see if you had like a major drug issue at 3 a.m, like in certain markets.
Yeah.
And I remember our producer being like, we were number 1 in Branson, Missouri. We beat out the Tonight Show. And you're like, it's just to me, male DJs on radio, like male radio DJs are the ones that are like, actually, we're the number 1 show. 1 a.m. to 2 a.m.
17 to 31.
Yeah, like it's always like a twisting of a statistics. I'm like, we actually have the highest playthrough rate. Female podcast hosts, 21 to 49. We only have 10 listeners, but they all listen.
They all listen to the whole episode.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right. We're going to do some quick ones first. Hey, guys. Before the question, I have to say how awesome it was seeing you at the live taping. Iliza, as you just mentioned, those will come out at some point, even though I basically blacked out and couldn't remember the question I submitted. It happens. Okay. Now, for this question, I noticed a couple episodes back that Iliza was wearing a Bainbridge hoodie. I'd love to know how you got it and the experiences you had while visiting. Iliza, this coveted Bainbridge hoodie, what do you want to share your secret to buying it?
Yeah, it's a place that we visit often, and it is just a beautiful place. We love the state of Washington, and we love going to the Pacific Northwest. We try to go as often as we can. I don't present as such, but we are big forest people and nature people and existing in nature people when we can. We're not tan people, so places with mostly cloud coverage are very good for us.
Lots of trees.
Cannot be in the sun very long. We are Twilight is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. Next up to Forks. Did you just buy that in a local shop?
Yeah. The top?
Your Bainbridge outfit. Yeah.
Yeah. We like going all over the Pacific Northwest. And I prefer people don't know about it because I don't want it to become overrun. but it's beautiful.
You love like a local hoodie or shirt though, which I like. You have a hat, a hoodie. Like when you go to a place, you get the places thing. And I like that.
It's like a dumb tourist thing that I just am obsessed with. I love letting people know where I've been, an organization, a hat, especially if it's somewhere just cool. I'm never going to wear a sweatshirt that says like Los Angeles. Like it has to be meaningful.
Yeah.
But I'm a big collector of like shirts with words.
Shirts with words.
Highway Diner, Idaho. Love it.
All right, we got another quick one. As someone who loves food and is constantly surrounded by it with your husband being a chef, do you strictly adhere to the Jewish rule of kosher meal preparation and eating?
It's so funny how often I have been asked this. And recently I was asked this by a Japanese person who had lived in this country for a very long time. So I was shocked that she didn't know more Jews. Whether
you were the first one.
I don't know. It was just, she was like, are you kosher? And it's so funny to me because like, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's such I guess people associate Jews with kosher because I guess other religions that have rules like that are like super strict about it. But I'm definitely not kosher and never have been. No one in my immediate family, meaning like my mother and my father, like none of us do that. We are Reformed Jews. But then people like my uncle, not my aunt, but my uncle is kosher. And there's different degrees of kosher. And so we don't need to get into my like real opinions on it. But no, not kosher at all. Although I kind of tend to not eat pork in general. And I don't know why. I just never, I used to like love bacon. I just kind of, if there's like a pork chop on the menu, I'm probably not getting that.
It's not your go-to.
Having nothing to do, because I love shellfish.
Yeah.
And I think milk and meat are one of the great combinations.
I just think
the best combination.
I wouldn't think that I wouldn't think that someone was kosher unless they seem particularly religious. And I wonder how you feel about this. I think of many people as ethnically Jewish, but I don't necessarily think of them as particularly religious.
Culturally Jewish versus religious.
Okay,
and
right.
it's still kind of, it's like a hard thing to put your finger on. And I do understand, and I said this to this person, why people are kosher. Like I know the spiritual reasonings and I know the ancient like health reasoning for it. And of course a kosher butchered animal is better, stuff like that. But I'm not.
Yeah.
And you get things like these are kosher vitamins, kosher, you're like,
branding. Yeah.
Come on now. But I don't know. It's not my thing.
All right. Easy.
It's not my thing because it seems hard.
It feels some of the religious stuff where it just limits the religious person. I'm like, why are you making things harder for yourself? I feel like there are other ways you can be in touch with it that doesn't make your life harder.
I'm sure a religious person would explain why it's deeply spiritual and why it like connects you to God. And I get that. I also
like
really don't think, I think your connection to God is so personal and it's just like literally never up for anyone else to weigh in on. Yeah, the fasting, like I get that, but like I don't do it. I'm like, God wants me to be fulfilled in work. And I need food. I need a bagel. I need toast in the morning.
Everyone brings something different to the table.
It's whatever.
So the funny catchphrase on the internet is, in this economy, you're asking me to pay that? In this economy, you're asking me to wear white after Labor Day? In this economy? But the joke behind the joke is the truth that prices for the last few years have been and continue to be high. And most people, unfortunately, have to reach for credit cards to cover their bills. And that's not a great place to be because you're just accruing more and more debt. Credit card debt has reached an all-time high and it's trapping Americans from reaching their goals. But American Financing can help homeowners pay off high-interest debt by using their home's equity. And it's something that you have already as a homeowner. American Financing is a family-owned mortgage lender that's been around for 25 years, and their mortgage consultants are salary-based. So there's no incentive for them to put you in a loan that doesn't make sense for you. Their customers save an average of $800 a month when they call and let American Financing help them. You may be able to delay up to 2 mortgage payments, which for many Americans can be a lifesaver. American Financing have helped hundreds of thousands of homeowners create meaningful savings, and it's reflected in their reviews on Google. Check them out. Call American Financing today, 866-888-0344. That's 866-888-0304. AmericanFinancing.net/ask anything. My listeners are hungry. not just for food, but for good ideas of what to gift our dads on Father's Day. So I'm going to tell you about the only gift that any dad wants. And no, it's not to get away from his family. It's Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships the most iconic foods from the best restaurants across the country straight to your dad's door for free. I've told you that I've used Goldbelly for gifting my dad a Father's Day gift in the past. This year, I'm doing Essa Bagels. It's the bagel place in New York that he always talks about. Going to get him some smoked salmon, some cream cheese, some everything bagels. It's going to be tasty, and it's going to be like a little taste at home. So whether you got a down-home dad who loves fried chicken, a Chicago deep dish, your dad's going to love Goldbelly. Goldbelly is easy. It always arrives on time, and it's always fresh. So if you're looking to make dad feel like an absolute legend this Father's Day, or just want to impress your friends and family with an epic meal the next time you host, go to goldbelly.com and get free shipping and 20% off your first order with promo code Iliza. That's goldbelly.com, code Iliza, for free shipping and 20% off your first order.
All right, let's get back into our bread and butter. Hi, guys. My husband and I are having our wedding reception in November. Everything is prepared for the day, but I keep going back and forth on a crucial point. What shoes do I wear? I thought about sandals, but I don't want my toes out. High heels feel like a big commitment for someone who isn't wearing them regularly. My front runner so far is light brown Blundstones to fit the earthy granola vibes we have going. Thoughts?
Is this a boy or a girl?
This is a girl.
Is it a lesbian wedding? I'm serious.
It doesn't. No, it's my husband and I. It's a lady and a man.
Sorry. It's your wedding. How do I answer that? I don't know what your outfit looks like. I don't know where you're getting married. I don't know what if it's cold where you're getting married.
How do you feel about granola cloggy shoes? I mean, I feel like if that's the vibe of your wedding,
with your dress,
right? Think about it with the dress.
Let's say you're wearing a white wedding dress. A lot of women take their moment to have the dress be traditional. Like, the shoe is fun. I think the time has come and gone for the fun sneaker pop of color. Like, I was wearing Converse the whole time. But I will say, I had a pair of, at the time this was in, hidden heel Nike Dunks. And I bedazzled them with diamonds. I made them look really cool for the party because I didn't want to be in heels at the party. And for my wedding day, I walked down the aisle in a pair of Payless $30 shoes. These things. What?
Were those what? Okay, you had the sneakers that had gems on them.
That was for the party.
For the party.
Because the truth is, you couldn't see my feet. And I wasn't going to go get a pair of Manolo Blahniks that I would never wear again because they're white satin.
Because you're already, you're already buying a dress. Sorry.
Nobody saw my feet. It didn't matter. The amount of details that you think you're going to die over that you look back, you're like, I don't even know. If nobody's going to see your feet, wear what's comfortable for you. That's it. And if they are, then make it a part of your outfit. Do whatever. I don't like it though when everything is polished and then it's and I just wore these cruddy things. It's it's not funny. It's kind of dumb. But comfort over everything, or just wear a pair of cheap white heels for the service while you're standing. Yeah, it's probably not that long, and then change.
Yeah. If it fits with the aesthetic, go for it.
I always think it's funny when brides have multiple outfit changes, it's a Persian wedding, but it's and you're just scrambling to change. So I can have my big reveal all night. You're so you wore this dress for even less time.
Right.
You didn't get any value of it. And now you've had 2 outfit changes and half the guests are gone because it's already 11:30. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys. First time we're over here for questions. We'll try to keep it brief-ish. You did a pretty good job, FYI. My big sister is a twat waffle. Mm-hmm. That's the nicest word I can use.
A twaffle.
That doesn't have the same impact.
A T-waff.
Ew. That's why I'm turning you guys as better big sisters. I am 35-year-old female. My big sister is 12 years older than me, 47. We are half sisters sharing a mom. We didn't grow up together due to the age gap, and she had a shitty childhood as our mom was only 17 when she had her. She has done nothing but disappoint me my whole life. I've tried so hard to give her benefit of the doubt because she's had some fucked up life events, like my dad from the funeral confession molesting her as a young girl and our mom not believing her.
Oh my God.
She always blew my mom and I off. Later, we learned it was because she had been a pillhead since age 16. So she's got issues clearly. I also have some survivor's guilt because I got out of our small town and became a pharmacist. She dicked around for years, but eventually became LPN.
What is that? Oh, a licensed practicing nurse?
Licensed practical nurse. Nice job.
Practical nurse. Thank you. I mean, I know my audience.
She only
I guess she's not my audience. But
She's not. Or she might be.
She's not.
She only reaches out when she wants money or needs something. Otherwise, we'll happily go years without talking. I finally put my foot down a couple years back, and after almost 4 years of silence, she was in a horrible car accident and in ICU for weeks. I dropped everything to be by her side every day in the hospital, coordinated her care, and helped emotionally and financially after her accident. Well, her accident happened as she was leaving a client's home from her nursing job, but was high as a kite on Klonopin and wrecked.
I was like, that's why she became a nurse and get closer to those pills.
Her patient was a kid, and she was caring for him under the influence. Legally, I should have reported her to the state board, but knew she wouldn't be practicing for a while. After her discharge from hospital, her PCP started prescribing her more Klonopin without even seeing her post-discharge. I did feel strongly that I had a legal obligation to report her PCP to the state, so I told her I was going to and did. Well, the state investigator realized my twat waffle sister was an LPN and launched an investigation into her license. She was livid. In the end, nothing happened to her license, but I maintain I did the right thing. She cussed me out and stopped speaking to me after that about a year ago. She sent a few random texts, told her mom she tried, but I adamantly believe I deserve an apology for how she treated me. See attached screenshots of text. One sec. I'll read those.
Got to read those.
But
Got to
she
show
had
those.
told-
In the Patreon.
It's in the Patreon. She posted it. In the That's
Okay.
It member questions for Patreons. Am I being unreasonable? I bent over backwards to be the best, most supportive sister, but all she ever cared about was drugs. So here are her texts to our listener.
Are you going to put them on the screen or are you going to read them?
I'm going to read them. So I just,
Should we read them? Should I be one and you be the other?
then I'd have to save this image and email it to
I
you.
have it. I have it on
Oh,
my
you have the
phone.
Patreon? Okay. Well,
I
she's
think.
all of them. Do you want to read all of them?
No. Oh, okay, you go ahead.
Okay.
No, I should do it.
Okay.
I'm the actor. It's one screen grab from,
Yes.
should I say her name?
No, don't say this person's name.
So this is from the sister or from our listener?
This is from the sister, again, after our listener helped her bend over backwards to be there for her, but did report the PCP.
So I just got this fucking text. Why I'm the fuck is the nursing board requiring this? And why the fuck is my nursing license number on here? I'm telling you what, not a fucking word to say. I see. Too fucking busy to deal with the consequences of your fucking actions. You better pray this doesn't destroy every fucking thing that I've worked for. Matter of fact, don't fucking respond. You will not like what I have to say. Leave me the fuck alone if you know what's good for you. And don't text fucking Kyle either. Your sister is delusional. And she doesn't understand that these are the repercussions of her actions. And she could have hurt that child.
Yeah.
She could
have hurt a lot
knocked
of people.
a candle over. She could fall into something. She could die while she's driving. Ultimately, what you did, because this is probably not the first time she'd done that. Like, ultimately, what you did morally was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't understand the desire to be close to someone who has been awful that isn't a parent. And maybe you feel bad for her because she's an addict. So that's the quote unquote excuse. You were kind. You showed up. You are never, until this person goes through a serious treatment plan, you are never going to get what you want from her. So you got a little bit of the sisterly love you wanted because you were taking care of her and you were helping out and you were probably in a way enabling her. This person is trash. They don't realize that it's always their fault. I don't care if you have a chemical imbalance or an addiction, like you're a grown woman and she's the one ruining it, all that I've worked for while I was fucking high. She's delusional. You don't need this.
No.
We're done. She owes you an apology. And
Yes.
that's how you can frame it in your head. When she wants to come back and act normal, maybe we can build something, but I've tried.
And one day, maybe when she goes through Narcotics Anonymous, she will come back with an apology. But for now, I totally understand you feeling that survivor's guilt. You were in such hard position. You did everything you could to make amends by dropping everything to be there
You did
for her.
everything. She's also not your real sister. So it's not like you grew up.
She's
She
her
was dealt a
half-sister.
bad hand.
Well, yeah.
But it's not like she's a good person. That
Right.
nothing in your letter was like, and she's really great. She just
No.
has these issues.
She sucks.
She hates you.
Yeah.
And as her brain is probably so swollen from hoarding prescription medication, she's just,
And you
there's
even,
nothing you can do.
there's no
Only
point-
women do this.
Yeah. Right. No one's like my brother. You did what you could. You compromised your own ethics and not reporting her. You reported the PCP for the oxycodone and the Klonopin, and that happened to trickle back on her, and that's not on you. You did literally everything right. So you can feel good knowing you don't have to talk to her anymore. And I'm sure your mom knows she's difficult.
You feel bad for your mom.
It's a tough spot.
And it's a bummer that that happened to her with her. I mean, that will fuck you up for life.
Yeah.
But you made the active choice to do something better. And you know what? Maybe you had a better circumstances.
Yeah.
Maybe, you had the better dad, or you had the mom that was older and more clear-headed. Those are the cards we were all dealt. But we were all in charge of our actions. And I get that she's a drug addict, but I don't believe in this, like, well, she's an addict. So it's like, you don't get excuses the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're an adult. And if that's the way people feel, like, then let me see you give over all of your assets in life to the homeless people riddling our streets in Hollywood. Like, well, you're an addict. Okay, then go endlessly give and expect that nothing gets better. I just draw a stricter line. And maybe that's because I don't have anyone that suffers from addiction in my family. So I've never really seen it up close, which is also fine. But she sounds awful.
Mm.
And even sober sounds like it's a choice to be a bitch.
Yeah. Let's do confessions.
Let's do it.
We have a confession that is so different than what we usually, it's so perfectly petty. Okay. Confession, shower sabotage. As an 18-year-old, I was stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. It was the most toxic environment I've ever been in, and I'm sure most American listeners have seen the 2019 report on Fort Hood following the murder of Vanessa Guillen. Ian?
I don't think most Americans have seen that.
Probably not.
I'm sorry.
I was so scared and miserable there. I lived in the barracks, like a freshman college dorm, but worse, and I needed any outlet to get back at the other service members. Before physical training every morning, I would turn a shower on all the way hot and let it run from 0615 to 0800. That way, nobody in the barracks could have a hot shower after PT. And it didn't matter for me because I shower at night. I don't recommend doing that due to the extreme amount of waste, but it really felt good to get back at a fraction of Fort Hood in some small way. I would be so smug when I heard people complaining at work about how the water is never hot.
Stay petty, my friends.
That is, what a way to take
Matters into your own hands.
right and to feel as though you are taking
contributing
control.
to someone's bad day who actively goes out of the way to be awful to you. Of course, they were probably awful because their superiors were awful to them. But you know what? Especially in the military, like, you're given so little personal freedom. So even though you wasted water, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that's so perfect.
Thank you for your service. Feel bad you made it hard for other enlisted people, but thank you for your service.
I know.
Ooh, that's so delicious to be sitting there like eating your government oatmeal and you're like, oh, how cold was it? Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds awful. Cold shower.
I know. We can't be behind doing these, but we like hearing about them after they've already happened.
I am all about acts of petty retribution.
Yeah. And another one, confession, eggs, sugar, and fish. When I was in college, my junior year, I lived in a 4-person on-campus apartment with my bestie and I in one bedroom and these 2 random girls in the other bedroom. Campus housing paradise. We did not choose them. To say they were horrific roommates would be an understatement. They'd blast music in the middle of the night, call us names, left giant messes in the kitchen, even worse things in the bathroom. So Bestie and I decided to move to another apartment with better roommates. However, because these first roommates had been so horrible to us, we decided to leave them a few parting gifts. We slightly cracked raw eggs and put them in the very back corners of the top cupboard so they'd rot and stink. We took a syrupy sugar water mixture and laid a trail from a bunch of ants on the front sidewalk up to the apartment window near the kitchen. And my personal favorite, we took some frozen tilapia and shoved it into the intake vents of the air conditioner unit for the apartment so it would melt in the direct sun into the unit and stink up the apartment.
That's amazing that you knew what an intake vent was. That's
Googling
amazing.
like what most effective revenge.
Worst way. That's
My only regret is that I never found out which of our methods were the most successful / stinky, but it sure made me feel better to get some revenge.
just knowing that you've planted the seed for something that's going to drive someone crazy. And then it's even better that you never know because you get to revel in the fantasy
Yes.
of how bad it could be. Meanwhile, these girls moved out the next day and the whole thing was demolished. But in another universe, in an alternate universe, you wreck their lives. Also, young girls can get so out of hand being awful for no reason. I was never awful, but I'm sure I was like at times disrespectful. Like things just kind of escalate. But like
yeah.
that is just to like go out of your way to be mean for no reason. Fuck them. Good for you. Let that fish melt.
That's a good one.
Hey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus here. If you listen to me on my Wiser Than Me podcast, you probably already know that I'm an investor and an evangelist for the Mill Food Recycler. There are a lot of reasons to love Mill, but for me, it's all about the impact. Keeping food out of the garbage is one of the most powerful things we can do to help the planet every single day. We're talking banana peels, carrot tops, old takeout. When that stuff heads to the landfill, it becomes a huge driver of climate change. If you already compost, great. But of course, there's the smell, the flies, the running to the curb every day with a little leaking compost bag made of cornstarch. That's where Mill comes in. It makes keeping food out of the trash as easy as dropping it in. It can handle nearly anything, from a turkey carcass to like 20 avocado pits. It works automatically while you sleep. You can keep filling it for weeks and it never ever smells. Mill makes dry, nutrient-rich grounds that you can use in your garden, add to your compost, feed to your chickens, or Mill can get them back to a small farm for you. But you kind of have to live with Mill to really get it, and that's why they offer a risk-free trial. Go to mill.com/wiser for an exclusive offer.
Money makes the world go round. And one thing I'm always fascinated by is how people spend their money. Because it's not just about the lavish things that people buy. I also like to know how people save. What are the emotions attached to that money? What are your financial plans? And what's your attitude toward money? We all deal with money in different ways. And it's always interesting to know how people that you find interesting spend their money. The new podcast, What We Spend, delves into just that. In each episode, one person documents their lives for 1 week and captures all the ways money factors into it. Because it's easy to just look at influencers and see what they buy, and you see none of the financial repercussions. You see none of the thought that goes into it. What if we could do a deep dive and see just how people spend their money? People from all across the financial spectrum share the ways they make their money, the ways they spend their money, and all the thoughts and emotions that they have along the way. The conversations on what we spend are intimate, fun, sometimes emotional, and always real, which is what I like. Listen to What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast, available now wherever you get your podcast.
Oh boy. Okay. Back to questions. But those were good confessions. Keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pod Crew. I have a non-wedding or relationship question. My husband and I just bought our first house. Yay. About a month ago.
Yeah.
Yay. It's been...
No.
What does that sound?
Yeah.
That's like background. Like I just learned the word like Walla Walla. Like the background
Washington?
sounds. No, in like movies and stuff.
Like, wow. Like
thi-
that's what it sounds
I
like?
think it's, did I make that up? It's like, yeah,
Mm.
it's Walla, not Walla Walla. Okay, it's Walla. It's like indistinct background sounds of a crowd. Your sound very much sounds to me like in a Disney movie, like someone's running away and they trip and fall. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yay for these people. It has been super hectic, busy, getting moved and set up in the new space. We're still not fully unpacked and have some work being done on the house over the summer.
Okay.
Today, I met two of our neighbors for the first time. We chatted and shared names. I also met another neighbor the week we moved in that's across the street from us. My question, Should we go introduce ourselves to other neighbors? Do we do a little, we're new to the neighborhood card, exchange numbers? My husband and I have some travel plans in July. It would be great to know the neighbors a little, to say, hey, we're going out of town for a week. Just so you know, we aren't home. If you see someone weird at our house, feel free to call. We want to be neighborly and friendly, but don't need a new best friend or anything. Super excited to be part of the Patreon group. Thanks.
Okay, that's interesting because I've been talking about this with my husband. When you move in somewhere, like we moved in, we rang our neighbors' doorbells. We were like, hey, we have these muffins Noah had to make for a recipe test. Do you want them? Like, you will make instant friends if you have food. But I think about the people that we like went out with. We're like, yeah, we'll be friends. And then like months later, you're like, well, we never saw them again.
Yeah.
It's okay to be neighborly. You're not doing anything other than introducing yourself, and you're leaving. So the time where you would gel because you're all new is gone. I think it's great. I don't think enough people do that and get to know their neighbors.
Yeah.
I think it is so cute if you just knock and you're like, hi, we're there. It's a little hard to be like, we're leaving, watch the place. But even though people should be bringing like you a pie or something, not the worst thing if you're like, we made these muffins. We just want to say hi. Like just letting people, look, a plant, you're the one moving in. But even if you don't bring anything, just to be like, hey, we're Sam and Diane. We live next door. We just want to say hi. Just wanted to know our neighbors. If you guys need anything, also we're leaving. Get the numbers, and then you can send a casual text in a week and just whenever. Just be like, and we're actually leaving for the next month, which is so weird, but wanted to exchange numbers. Just you're being neighborly.
Yeah, I think it's also like, oh, we're having some work done and we're going to be gone, but we're going to be settled in by this time. We can't wait to become part of the neighborhood.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's always shitty to get work done, and I live in a neighborhood that's constantly getting work done. One of the houses on my block has been getting their entire backyard collapsed, so it's been 3 years of like work permits, and they're just now getting it fixed. It's not their fault, but it's like endless work. What is shitty to do is to be like, we're getting work done while we're gone. If it's work that impacts your neighborhood, no. Yeah. If it's work that impacts the neighborhood, like there's going to be construction, there's going to be contractors, there's going to be a cement truck. So if it's just someone's redoing your bathroom, no one can hear it. Yeah. But the neighborly thing to do, if it is like going to be a lot of work trucks on the block, be like, we're getting work done. If there's any trouble or anything, we just want to give you our number.
Yeah.
That way it looks like you're looking out for them.
Yes. Also,
that is so shitty to be like, we just moved in. It's going to be loud. Peace. Let us know if our house is in danger.
Check for the people, whoever you bought the house, like they should have let you know. But if there's a neighborhood Facebook group or a next door group, join that. Like the amount of info I get from the neighborhood Facebook group, or someone's like, is anyone else's water brown? I never have to call the city about anything. Someone's like, what's this car doing here?
There's always like a 65-year-old woman who's on it. The amount of info you get about my neighborhood because you're still on their Facebook.
I'm in 2 of theirs. Oh, somebody was parked the other day where they shouldn't have been in your neighborhood. And it was a problem. Oh, okay. Another question. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to read this therapist who thinks I'm living life right. You want to hear that, Iliza?
Yeah, you know what? I do.
They say, I have to be honest. As a 36-year-old single woman, I also love a cheap marg and a solo movie. I take myself on these dates when I don't have one for a while and feel rejuvenated and more connected with myself. As a therapist, I completely support Emily owning what she likes, how she engages in self-care, and being unapologetically relatable by enjoying a deal. I work with so many people who know so much less about themselves. Ha ha, this therapist likes how I live.
I don't know what makes you think that I want anything but the best for you.
I know you want the best for me, but you don't like how I live.
I actually love how you live. I've never made fun of anything that is like a core value of who you are.
What are my core values, do you think?
Movies, movie posters, Baby Dr. Peppers.
No,
a lot of
Iliza.
gossip about bugs and animals in the house.
Not Dr. Pepper, root beer.
Sorry,
I don't like Dr. Pepper. This is the second time we're having to address this on the pod.
You're right. I don't care. You're right. I'm just saying, like, I've never pushed anything on you. I've never made you. I'm not saying
you're attacking me.
I'm saying it's enough of this bullshit, and now it's time to upgrade a little bit. I'm just making fun of Chili's.
I know that was disturbing, I think, for people.
I think
not you, me.
You are one of the most secure women that I know. And you you're a homeowner, you got a job, and you like your movies. And I actually think it's amazing. I think if more women were allowed to indulge in their hobbies in the complete way that you do, we would be a better rounded society. I don't have any hobbies other than myself.
I feel like that must be when you have a kid. How do you have time for a hobby? Not that women with kids shouldn't have hobbies, but it just seems like that's kind of a hobby.
They asked that on the panel. They were like, what do you do to like refill your cup? And
You
I was
watch
just like,
Cheers.
I watch Cheers at night, but I was just like, I work.
Yeah.
I work. And different types of work fulfill me. I love writing. I golf. Like, are you kidding me?
I mean, I guess Pilates is like a hobby in a way. It's just
It's not a hobby if you feel you have to do it. Otherwise, you will hate your body.
Wow.
Not true. Self-love.
Okay, you have no
I think
hobbies.
most women actually feel that way. A hobby is like
You painted miniatures?
Yeah, I have like a train set. I think adult coloring is like whatever.
A train set?
When I want to like get centered, I spend time with my kids. I take a walk, but like I don't need like a third life
You
of like I got to meet up with my group.
You like nice restaurant? Like you like trying new food? I think
if I were more sedentary, like if I just lived at home, like if I just wrote on a show and I wasn't traveling, I would feel the need to have like an outlet where I like go to the park and pick fights with people.
Right. Well, and you also have, to an extent, that question asker last week talking about wanting to turn one of her hobbies into a career. It's like your hobby is kind of your career. Some people's hobby is probably going and trying open mic nights.
We should all get
creative outlet.
We should all get to do what we love for a job. And some people don't. Some people work to live. Some people live to work. Okay.
Okay. A question. Semi-time sensitive. We're getting to it on time. This is Iliza's favorite AITA type question, they claim. So, for Father's Day, my dad has requested to go to our fave steakhouse, and I am 1,000% more than happy to treat him.
But
here's the drama. I'm intentionally not including my sister. Anytime we go out to eat, her and her boyfriend rack up the bill with multiple drinks, apps, entrees, and never, ever offer to pay or even Venmo, despite countless Venmo requests and reminders.
Ooh.
They probably owe me $500 to $700 at this point. On top of that, she just acts miserable the whole time while she's there because her and my mom don't get along. I've asked why she even goes when, one, she can't pay, and two, she doesn't seem to enjoy herself. She can never give me an answer. So basically feels like a free meal to them. Anyway, she is throwing
and the boyfriend's got to go, which is so shitty.
I know.
I have to say, we have all been in our 20s and been like, can I bring my boyfriend home for Thanksgiving? But I have never been the girl that's like, can my boyfriend come?
And
like,
can you pay for him?
Nobody wants to hang. Like, it's always just bringing this. I understand if it's your boyfriend of like several years, but like, yeah, that boyfriend is garbage because he should be so embarrassed. But just in general, even when a woman's like, can I bring my husband? It's like, or you could go alone and we could just do this. The boyfriendness of it all grosses me out. Like, spend time together. I don't want to have to hang out with this person. You're not married.
Right. So she says, anyway, she's throwing a fit that she's being excluded, but I don't know what else to do. This is what my dad wants, and I'm tired of catering to her. She can take him to a separate dinner, not on my dime. Do y'all think
this is what your dad wants?
Well,
like, he doesn't want her there?
No, I think dad wants the steakhouse. So she says, am I being unreasonable? Do I need to pick a place where everyone can afford it? I feel like even if we went to Panda Express, she still wouldn't pay. So what's the point? So it sounds like dad probably does want her there, but I feel like dad can also recognize, you have to pitch it like, Dad, I want special father-dad time. Like, can I take you out and we can connect?
Yeah, but then is the mom there? Because then it feels like you're leaving her out. And the parents love both of their kids. I know it's weird, but like for them, it's still great. I think you say, great. First of all, the dad can pay. Like, I don't.
No, she wants to take her dad out for Father's Day. That's his Father's Day gift.
No. The gift is, unfortunately, all being together. So it's not about you. However, financially, it should not fall on your shoulders. Can the sister truly, like, does she have a shitty job? She truly cannot afford that. She might just be tacky. And so you kind of, it's tough because your dad's like, this is just what I want. Dad might need to foot that bill because it shouldn't be on you to pay for the sister and the husband.
Ask for a split check. Tell them I am paying for these 3 meals and leave the other 2 to figure it out.
I'm saying it's your, right. I'm just saying, like, it's your sister to be like, okay, just letting you know I'm paying for dad.
Yeah.
And you guys have to pay for yourselves.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they're going to get there and the sister still might be like, sorry, I didn't bring my wallet.
Even at a nice restaurant, you can get them to split it 2 ways.
I'm saying the sister might be like, I don't have the money or something. You don't want to embarrass her. If the sister doesn't have the money, which is what I've been saying, and the sister is embarrassed, I mean, you can be tacky and still not have money. So she probably has gone in the past and it wasn't a big deal. Your sister seems like a pill. You can say to her off the bat, like, I'm not paying for you.
Yeah.
We're not, and dad's not paying for you. This is his special thing. And we're definitely not paying for your boyfriend.
Yeah.
So come, or you can Venmo me the money and I can do it all at once. I would just be nervous that you're going to get there and they're still not going to pay.
I mean, the thing is, you split the check and then they have a check and they can be arrested by the waiter.
No, Emily,
Like,
it doesn't
I don't
work that
know
way.
what you-
That's so uncomfortable because then the dad's going to end up paying.
But that's between the dad and the sister.
So you're saying on Father's Day, you want to make sure that your dad has the biggest headache with this kid?
What you're saying on Father's Day, she should just foot the bill? I mean, it's going to happen either way.
No.
So on Father's Day, they all eat and then she goes, I'm not paying.
What are you talking about?
What are you saying happens? What are you saying she does?
I'm saying call the sister and be like, you could either troubleshoot and be like, I need you to Venmo me $300 because I don't trust that you and your boyfriend. Or you can call the sister and be like, your boyfriend's not invited. I think it's really tacky that you need to bring him to our dad's Father's Day. I don't see why you can't just say to her, like, dad doesn't need to be, the dad will pay. Father's Day is not about your dad being treated to it. I don't think any dad cares about it. He wants to be with his kids. So the question is, how do you not get stuck paying?
Right. You ask for separate bills.
And I'm saying that becomes the dad has to pay.
But you're saying the dad pays the whole thing anyway.
I'm saying the dad's going to end up paying.
Right.
The dad's
so
going to
let's
end up
have him
paying.
just pay for sister and boyfriend.
I'm saying the dad shouldn't have to pay for sister and boyfriend.
But why is this the most mad I've been at any question we've ever
I guess I'm mad because I can't gauge. Does the sister have the money and she's just a brat? Does she not?
Let's
And
say if
she's
she-
just tacky?
If she doesn't, she shouldn't go. I think you're right that you should let her know ahead of time, I'm not paying for you. But when you get
Why don't you
there,
just do that?
you're all at the restaurant, the bill comes, now what?
Yeah, fine. I'm not paying for you. I am paying for dad. It's my gift. If you want to
Right.
contribute, great. And let her know ahead of time. And I'm saying the sister's still going to show up and be like, oh, I didn't bring my wallet. Neither did Craig.
So
I'm
then
saying
what?
like, it's hard to solve for X because it's going to end up be either you paying or the dad. And then it becomes the headache of the dad who just wants a nice meal with his family having to pay for this loser. So maybe you can just exclude her, but the dad wants her there. I think it's just kind of that thing where it's like, if you want us all, you got to deal with this mooch. It can't be on you.
No, so split the check.
I'm saying it won't matter. Of course you should split it. I'm just saying prepare for her to still not pay.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
If she's, I don't know. But I think there's a lot of conversation you can have before.
I just can't imagine if I couldn't pay also bringing my boyfriend. Like both of us need free food.
This person could. She's already done it.
I know.
I'm saying I'm looking at the
I know.
sister's past behavior.
She's gross.
Which is why I think she'll be like, we can't pay. Sorry, daddy, can you cover this? That might be the price he pays for wanting to have both kids there.
And then maybe next year you can be like, okay, dad, so now can we not invite her?
Say it to your dad. Be like, I want to go to the steakhouse. I don't want it to end up that I have to pay for so-and-so and her boyfriend. And then your dad will be like, I'm going to pay for it all anyway. It might just be deep down, you don't want your sister going.
I don't want her going. I hate this
I
person.
don't like her. Will you please let us know what happens?
I really
But
need to know.
regardless, there's no elegance here between you and the sister. And by being that tacky, she has given up the right to be handled with kid gloves. So you can call her and just be like, I am letting you know right now, it is unacceptable if you bring your boyfriend and you guys rack up. And by the way, I would need to know how many times they did it. If they did it just
apps?
once. No, multiple apps is still one
And
meal.
drinks. No, and
One meal.
entrees. They're getting on. I know.
Some
It
people
might have
get
just
like a
happened once.
fettuccine Alfredo to go. Like, did it happen
Disgusting.
once? Because she's going to be like, Susan, it happened one time. Dad said I could have the shrimp quesadilla.
If she owes $500 to $700 at this point, that sounds like at least 2 meals to me.
Right. So it's happened multiple times. So you need to have a come to Jesus. You could even do it at the restaurant in front of her tacky boyfriend. What you don't want to do is do it. And they're like, we were paying. Like, we showed up. And she's going to make it like we were going to pay. Like, why are you saying that? So call it out into the light and then wash your hands of it.
When they start ordering drinks. Oh, I didn't know you guys could afford multiple drinks.
Yeah, shame them.
Pours.
It just seems like what is not, sorry, that was such a long answer between me and Emily where we fought, but it seems like what is not being said to the sister is, I see what you're doing and I'm not paying for it
I'm
this
not
time.
falling for it. You can't slide
And neither is
in.
dad,
Yeah.
and it's tacky as fuck. Say this to her pre-meal. That way she can say that her stomach hurts and she doesn't want to go. But like, let her know what's up so that she cannot feign ignorance.
And it is maddening as to talk to your parents and be like, these people are ripping you off. This cheap man is stealing from you, but you want to keep peace? Okay.
And your dad just wants to spend time with your piece of shit sister, so they'll put up with it. I have had experience with this in my own family
too.
And it's so uncomfortable to say anything.
When it's fine. We don't mind paying. Well, I mind you paying because it's the 100th time.
Actually, my family does mind paying, but it's like, what are you going to do? Tell this person that their girlfriend is garbage trash who's ordering to-go food?
Expensive drinks.
I will say one time we spent Thanksgiving in Las Vegas with my whole family, and night before we went to a Thai restaurant, and we all got our menus and didn't even look at the menu when the waiter came by and he just hands it. He goes, squid pad Thai. And I was like, who comes up with squid pad Thai? Like, I'm getting pad Thai with chicken like a normal person, squid pad Thai. I was like, you can't just like make up an a la carte item. He goes, you got squid? And the waiter was like, yeah. And he's like, you got pad Thai? He was like, yeah. He's like, squid pad Thai. And he was not being funny. Like, he was like, this is logical. You got squid, you got pad Thai, squid pad Thai.
But
and he also orders his own drink that he made up. If he asks, can I get your drink? Yeah, Patrapple. And then the waiter has to be like, what's it? And he goes, it's Patron and pineapple, a Patrapple. And you're like, okay, I don't know what, like Martian cafeteria you normally eat at.
After eating squid pad Thai and a Patrapple, did he throw up everywhere?
No. Squid pad Thai.
Oh my God.
Patrapple.
I you know what? I appreciate that confidence in ordering.
Just the confidence in like, you got stuff back there so you could make me eggs Benedict at a Thai restaurant. Good night.
I've been at a restaurant where they like served various alcohols and they had some standard daiquiri. And I was like, well, they have a strawberry margarita. Can you do a strawberry daiquiri? And they're like, and then I feel like a piece of shit. And I'm like, it's okay if you can't. If I could just get a strawberry daiquiri.
The ingredients, like they have tomatoes for garnish at a Thai restaurant, doesn't mean they can make spaghetti pomodoro. It's also because like they don't know how to ring that up. So maybe we call the episode Patrapple.
Is the person who invented the Patrapple going to see and get mad?
Doesn't even know I have a podcast.
Okay. You don't have any rats in the family?
One person listening will know, but they'll laugh because they were there and they thought it was funny.
Has anyone ever named a drink after you? I know you've created drinks for events, but have you ever had I think that's the next goal. Let's get a sandwich and a drink named after you.
A sandwich, yeah. Who wants lean smoked turkey with just mustard? Raise your hands. And turkey bacon.
Eaten over a sink is what that sounds like. That's a sink meal.
Sink.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's time for Cobbs.
Taste the talk with a cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
I actually thought on this.
I know you were, yeah.
I got a great bottom because it happened this morning. Sorry.
Okay, bottom.
The realization of a leak.
Oh.
Like you walk into your kitchen and you're like, what's this water under the mat? And you think and you hope, because it often is just like an ice cube that melted on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you see where it's coming from. And it's your dishwasher. That was like a weird model that they made only for a little bit. And they don't make it anymore. No one can service it. And just realizing that there's more water than you realize.
Is it new dishwasher time?
It is.
Ugh. The worst feeling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll read you a cop because someone can relate. The bottom, unbeknownst to me, there was a leak in the hood of my car trunk. It rained for a week.
Another leak.
And the trunk filled up with water. I spent last night scooping it out 1 cup at a time.
It's awful.
It's so bad.
You're going to have to get a new trunk.
It's done.
What's yours?
My bottom.
What sort of bug drama?
Mine today is kind of work drama, kind of general drama. Reply all. Don't reply all. I don't care. Don't reply. Somebody says, oh, I got this update for the company. Wow. Congratulations.
Wow.
Good work, everyone.
Wow.
Congrats, team.
It sounded like you were being electrocuted.
Like Owen Wilson being electrocuted.
Wow. I also, in the vein of reply all, I never need to be alerted that someone's moving me to BCC.
I know, right. Like, yeah, I know. Just when everybody replies all where it's like, none of us need this. None of us care. Now I've gotten 8 emails that are all like, good work, team. Okay, you know what I do? Like a person, I just reply to the person and I say, good work. Because I don't need attention.
That's right.
It's like, feels
Top.
like a weird suck up move. Okay, top.
Well, it's like, look at everyone. I just want everyone to see the work that I'm doing. Great.
That
We'll
I'm
be
a
on
team
it.
player. I'm
Looking forward to it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Closing the loop.
This is why I love working with you all, because we all get shit done.
This is why I love working for systems and compliances. We're the best branch.
Yeah. Barf, barf, barf. Okay,
I don't even know what I'm
top.
talking about. Okay. I think this has been my top before, but I'm just going to say
You
it
can
again.
repeat.
I think, yeah, because lately, I don't know it. Tianfu's gotten like closer and closer as she always, okay. There's a lot to say about my dog.
Okay.
She will stay in bed with me no matter what.
Mhm.
When I'm sick, she stays in bed. This dog does not leave to go pee. Like when I wake up, she is in bed with me. I wake up to her. She's like waiting for me. And she got a puppy cut recently. And I don't know how it's affected her, but I feel like it's made her meltier. And in the morning, we take a moment. I can hear my kids in the other room. I want to go see them. But we take a minute where I scratch her head and she leans her head against my head and like play bites with me. And I sing her little songs, and just having her like constantly throw her head back against, like play with her little mouth open.
Yeah.
Just these moments. And like she'll paw at me like, more please. Like we have a little like 2-minute romance session.
Yeah.
And then I go like that and she perks up and then she runs out and we run out together.
That's so sweet. I love that.
I love it. I love the moment.
Yeah, that's really nice. You got to carve out time for her.
Dog romance. Oh, yeah.
All right. Our top from the Patreon. The smug feeling when a bestie's fiance turns out to be exactly the kind of narcissistic tool bag you pegged him as from the beginning. I'm focusing on helping my friend through the breakout, but I will be dining out on this delicious meal of vindication for months.
We don't get details?
No. She doesn't need any help. They're broken up now. So
I wanted to hear the story. Yeah. I love that. Just knowing you were right.
Satisfying.
Just settling into a warm mug of I was all right.
yes. My top, so I want to do this one before I do it. I guess I'll do it before I do it. So this Sunday for my dad's birthday, which is right before Father's Day, which is a pain in the ass. They're a week apart. We're doing an experience at the zoo where me and my parents, my best friends are going to the zoo. You make a sizable donation and then you get to feed the lemurs and be their friend.
Oh, that's
Zookeeper
fun.
for a day. And this is the first time I've been invited. Is actually, you know what? I'll make that my Taco Cup. My parents have done several of these. They're like zoo members. They always go to brew at the zoo. They like donate. They're like members of it. They've done elephants. They've done tortoises. They've done like these zookeeper for a day experiences together to celebrate their anniversaries. And they were like, do you want to go? And I was like, yes. Can I go? I'll go.
Touch that lemur.
I'm
Can I
gonna
bring my
go.
boyfriend who's going to eat a lemur and you pay for it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
fun.
So I'm now invited.
Okay. You know what? I'm sure that lemur would be a lot happier in Madagascar eating fresh larvae, but that's so cute.
That's the thing about zoos where it's like you really got to look into like how much of this is conservation and how much of it is
Yeah, you got
tourism.
It always gets labeled as conservation. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'd rather that elephant be in captivity than poached for its ivory, but it's all rough stuff. And then some animals, you're like, you're fine. You don't know what's going on. You're a toucan.
Well, you're good. You're having a good time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm having a good time. And I'm having a good time. I was going to sign off so abruptly. And I'm having a good time too.
Yep. Let's fucking go.